We're taking a live now look, everybody, at Tampa, Florida. This next story I have for you, it has caught national attention. It appears the COVID-19 quarantine numbers for a school district just keep climbing. They've been in the thousands, and now we're at about 8,400. So currently joining us to detail exactly what is going on in Hillsborough County School District is Fox 13 Tampa's Elizabeth Fry. Good morning, Elizabeth. This story, it's got a lot of layers. What can you tell us?
Good morning. Yeah, there is a lot going on this morning. The Hillsborough County Schools, they're actually calling an emergency meeting today for 1 o'clock to discuss what measures need to be taken moving forward to help keep their students and staff safe. Because as you said, those numbers of how many students and teachers are at home quarantined right now due to possible exposure to COVID-19, they keep climbing. We're at about 8,400 students at home quarantined and 300 teachers. So I believe at last check, that was about 4% of the school population. That was at last check when we talked to the district yesterday. But I do know that the number of confirmed cases did go up overnight, so there's a possibility now that those numbers could be even higher, obviously raising a lot of concern for district leaders here in Hillsborough County.
Elizabeth, so obviously we're having this emergency meeting, but what exactly is it for? Are they going to try to see if they need mask mandates, or what is it for?
Well, really the goal here is just to find solutions to mitigate the spread and slow the spread within the district. And the main option that's on the table right now that they are probably going to consider today is mandating masks. Now, right now they do have a mask requirement in place, but in line with the governor's executive order, they also still have an opt-out option for parents. So that means that if parents don't want their kids to wear a mask, they basically sign a form and then they don't have to. But today they're considering taking that opt-out option off the table. So that means every student, every teacher would be required to wear that mask. And obviously, as you know, this does go against the governor's executive order. And he said that anyone who does go against it, they could face some pretty stiff consequences. But at this point, they say the numbers speak for themselves. And so that's definitely something they're going to be considering today.
In terms of how many students and staff have actually tested positive of the 8,400 quarantine, what do those numbers look like?
So we're actually told that the 8,400 quarantined are in addition to the 1,600 that have tested positive for COVID since August 2nd. And just to kind of put things in perspective for you, this week those numbers really shot up. So on Monday they had just under 400 students test positive. Yesterday just over 300, and those are two of the largest daily counts of COVID-19 positive cases that they've had really ever. So obviously this is very concerning for them, and that's exactly why they called this emergency meeting, because they say these numbers, like I said, they really speak for themselves, and they have these leaders very concerned. But as you know, this is a very hotly debated topic, so they are allowing parents to speak on the matter today for comments during the emergency meeting. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. But they say at the end of the day, their main goal is to make sure their students and their staff are safe.
Elizabeth, wasn't there also a statewide meeting yesterday about sanctioning school districts that require masks?
Yeah, that's right. So the State Board of Education, they did meet yesterday because there are two other counties in the state of Florida who have already kind of bypassed the governor's executive order and went ahead and mandated those masks. That's Broward County and Alachua County schools. They have said, we don't care. We're mandating masks for all our students. We think that's the best option to keep them safe. So the State Board of Education, they met yesterday. They all voted and said, yes, this does violate state law. And they basically reiterated their threats that these districts could face some very stiff consequences, including these district leaders seeing their salaries docked. But the Biden administration has also voiced another opinion, saying if this does happen to your district, there's a possibility that we could step in and help make up for some of those funds. So there's a lot on the table right now to take into consideration. I think that's also why Hillsborough County kind of delayed that meeting until today to see how yesterday's meeting played out on the state level. But like I said, these other two counties have already bypassed the governor's executive order. So if Hillsborough County decides to do the same, that would make them the third county here in the state to do so.
All right. And again, the meeting today, emergency meeting, is at what time for parents who are interested?
It's at 1 o'clock today, and they will hold an hour of public comment for parents who want to weigh in and give their thoughts.
All right, Fox 13 Tampa's Elizabeth Fry getting us all up to speed with the situation unfolding out in Hillsborough County. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.